Well, once a week really isn't enough, is it?
Well, I could handle more.
How about 5 days a week?
Will and Grace, 5 days a week.
Premieres September 23rd on Fox 12 Oregon. First, live, local. The 10 o'clock news starts now on Fox 12 Oregon.
Tonight, on the trail of terror, federal security agents make an arrest at Portland International Airport. A local Muslim cleric arrested for having a falsified ID. Tonight, investigators say they found something else in the man's luggage, explosives residue. The very latest on the terror suspect in court on the 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. Tonight in Portland, United States Customs agents say they have found explosives residue inside luggage seized at the Portland airport.
The bags were taken from a local Islamic leader and his family as they prepared to board a plane to PDX bound for the Middle East. KPTV's David Wilson joins us now live with more on this developing story. Dave?
Yeah, Sheikh Mohammed Abdirahman Karyeh is in the Multnomah County Jail tonight facing federal charges of Social Security fraud. In court today, he pled not guilty to those charges. And his supporters say Karyeh, like many Muslims across the country, are being unfairly targeted by federal investigators. As local Muslims bow down to pray on Portland city streets, many crowd inside the federal courthouse supporting their spiritual leader. 41-year-old Sheikh Mohammed Abdirahman Karyeh sits dressed in a blue jumpsuit, shackled at the arms and legs. He's charged with falsifying Social Security records.
And this is Trump-up charges, and this is a witch hunt as a result of September 11.
According to this indictment, between 1983 and 1994, Karyeh applied and received 2 separate Social Security numbers. The indictment alleges he used the latter to gain U.S. citizenship in 1998. As the prayer leader of a local mosque, fellow Muslims say Karyeh is well-liked and respected, and that the government is unfairly targeting him.
I think right now we have great concerns in the community right now. You know, we feel anyone can make mistakes now and they can turn it into terrorists. A guy with a speeding ticket can be, become a terrorist. So we're very concerned about, how the government's handling things right now.
But at the Portland airport Sunday, as Karyeh prepared to leave the country indefinitely for the Middle East, investigators claim they discovered TNT residue inside the family's luggage.
Residue, as you might know, it requires only a few molecules. It can come from any place, as far as I know.
Defense attorneys downplay the findings, but prosecutors are suspicious. Why Karyeh has claimed he's been too poor to pay income taxes. Yet from 1999 through 2000, he traveled extensively in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Kingdom. And when arrested yesterday in Portland, investigators say he had several $1,000s in cash. But supporters say the evidence against him doesn't prove a thing.
He has a passport. He's been in this country for almost 17, 18 years. And if he has a false Social Security, why didn't he come a year ago, a month ago? Why is this when he was leaving and boarding an airplane?
A native of Somalia, Karyeh has been in this country at least since 1983. The divorced father of 4 was taking his children and his brother to the country of Dubai when arrested Sunday. It said he had a teaching position there. Back to you in the studio.
Karyeh has pled not guilty to the federal charges against him. Held without bail, he is considered a flight risk for now, but he will be back in court for a release hearing tomorrow at 1:30.
Karyeh's neighbors were surprised to hear about his arrest. Carrie Tomlinson joins us live with more on that. Carrie?
Well, neighbors say Karyeh was a man of little conversation, but still they found him friendly, and they say he did nothing to make them in any way feel nervous. Karyeh listed this apartment in Southwest Portland as his address. Neighbors say he lived there about 2 years with about 6 other children and adults. They say one of his children told them Sunday morning they were leaving the country.
She just this morning came up to us and just told us out of the blue, we're going to be leaving forever. And it's like, whoa, where are you going? She didn't respond to that. But basically, that they were in a hurry.
The apartment complex is right next door to this mosque, where Karyeh is a leader. Many people in the complex attend that mosque. Now, records show Karyeh actually lived in several different apartments in that same complex over the years. However, the U.S. Attorney says the lease on this latest apartment was set to expire this Friday. Now, even though the family was leaving, Karyeh still has relatives, other family members, living in another apartment in that complex.
Thank you, Carrie. Supporters of Karyeh say he attended a high school in Salem and was a student at Portland State University.
The man accused of trying to start a terrorist camp right here in Oregon entered a plea today in Seattle. James Ujama pled innocent to charges of terrorism in a federal court. His trial is set for November 4th. The 36-year-old is accused of conspiring to set up an al-Qaeda training camp near Bly, Oregon. He was arrested in Denver back in July. Ujama was recently moved to Seattle from Washington, D.C.
As people come together in the Portland area to mark the anniversary of 9/11, police will also be on the lookout for trouble. Officers will not name any particular areas they consider trouble spots, but say no threats have been received.
We will have a command post in place. We will be doing additional infrastructure security on areas in the past that we have determined to be weaknesses in our city. We'll be monitoring and supporting all the different events that will be occurring throughout the city.
Extra officers will be assigned to Pioneer Courthouse Square, where day-long ceremonies are planned. Command-level officers and additional patrol personnel will be available to respond as needed.
With the one-year anniversary of the World Trade Center attack coming up on Wednesday, hundreds of Oregon firefighters have already flown to New York City in memory of those who died. Today, some of them paid tribute to one firefighter who made the ultimate sacrifice. KPTV's Lori Nixon is live in New York City tonight overlooking Ground Zero. Lori?
Well, good evening from downtown Manhattan. On Wednesday, family members of the people who died will converge on Ground Zero for a special memorial service. Among them, Oregon firefighters. Today, some of them headed out to Long Island to say goodbye to a man they never knew. Outside a Long Island, New York church, an army of firefighters march in honor of one of their own. 48-year-old Thomas Kuviakis lost his life September 11th, but his remains were just recently identified. The Brooklyn native was a father and engaged to be married. He was described as a tireless, dedicated, and talented firefighter. His memory now lives on in the hearts of firefighters everywhere, including some firefighters from Oregon who attended the service.
I was very proud to be here. It's a somber moment, a somber time for us. But to be here with not only my comrades from my department, but from Boston and Philly and all these fellows from New York, it's just really a proud moment for us to be here.
It means a lot just to have support the people that are here. Even though we didn't know them personally, we all feel pretty touched. You know, we're all connected.
Some of these New York firefighters have been to so many funerals, they have lost count. The Fire Department of New York lost 343 people. James Sorokak is a fire academy instructor who lost 47 friends. Wednesday will be a tough day.
It's still going to hurt. It's still going to hurt. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can drive down the block one day and see something that would remind you of a brother that you lost.
At one point, the department was averaging 8 to 12 funerals and memorial services a day. Some of the department's highest-ranking members were lost when nearly 2 million tons of concrete and steel came crashing down.
We can't imagine what it's like for the New York firefighters, but we just know if there was anything anywhere close to this magnitude, that they'd be supporting us.
New York firefighters say they still marvel at the kindness other fire departments have displayed. It's even more special during this very difficult week.
Have to be. But there's times when I sit and cry too. Except I have no more tears anymore.
I want to mention that there is mixed reaction to this anniversary. There are some people in this community who believe it's going to be simply too unbearable on Wednesday. Others believe they need to show the world that New York City is rising from the ashes. Live in New York, I'm Lori Nixon, the 10 o'clock news.
Lori, we've all seen it on TV hundreds of times. What's it been like for you to see Ground Zero in person?
You know, I heard a colleague shortly after the attack say, I cannot get my head around this. And Shauna, I cannot comprehend what has happened here. I'm looking at this. I've been looking at it for days. It is just so surreal, unbelievable that 2,800 people perished out here. It is larger than life. I really cannot put it into perspective at this point.
All right, interesting. Lori Nixon live tonight. Lori, thank you. Be sure to stay with us this week for continuing coverage of the September 11th anniversary. KPTV's Lori Nixon will continue to bring you live reports on Good Day Oregon and right here on the 10 o'clock news.
Prosecutors are still building a case against Ward Weaver, but that did not stop his rental house from coming down today. Heavy equipment brought down the house in hours. The FBI saying it had already gathered all the evidence it needed. But tonight, Weaver's own son says the case is anything but open and shut. KPTV's Ryan Deal spoke with Francis Weaver exclusively today. He's live where the house was with more. Ryan?
Well, Kurt, behind me, the house is gone. It's leveled. Most of it was taken down and put into piles today. Clearly, the investigation is done here, but work is going on elsewhere. Today, by telephone, Ward Weaver's son telling me, in his words, he is cooperating with the FBI because the FBI tells him, he says, the case is anything but rock solid. The house is gone.
I thought it was great. That was great. It's about time.
No more opportunities to gather evidence here, so FBI agents are turning their attention to those who knew Ward Weaver, namely his son Francis, who has now shut down all televised interviews, saying anything he says could hurt the case. But he does confirm giving the feds saliva DNA samples. He also took a polygraph test, not because he is a suspect, but in his words, because he believes his father might stop at nothing to poke holes in the case, taking down the entire family if need be, taking down Francis with him. Without me, the girls wouldn't have been found. That's how Francis describes his talks with police. One talk just hours before the fence went up around the property. Then he told investigators searching for Ashley and Miranda, Ward Weaver was in a hurry to pour the concrete for a hot tub he never finished. But Francis says he had no idea investigators would first find remains in the shed. The end to months of searching, and finally, a crime scene.
It's still eerie to think about what may have or did happen in there, and I feel good about my decision to take down this house.
I just wish they'd burn it instead of tearing it. Really clean it good. But it's coming down, that's all I asked for.
Miranda Gaddis, his great-uncle, at the property today, pulling items off the memorial wall. It, too, will come down soon.
Everything's over with. Now the healing can begin.
Look at the evergreen, the fir trees. I mean, this is why we live here in Oregon, for the natural beauty, and we're back to getting this into natural beauty here.
Now, in the hours leading up to this fence going up in the first place, Francis Weaver tells me he told police that if the bodies of the missing girls were to be anywhere, they would be on this property. He says his father had little opportunity to travel elsewhere. All testimony he'll be providing at trial to, in his words, convict his father and keep clear his own name. We're live in Oregon City. I'm Ryan Deal, the 10 o'clock news.
Weaver's former landlord expects the last of the demolition to finish up tomorrow. Be sure to keep it right here on Fox 12 Oregon for continuing coverage of the Ashley and Miranda murder investigation. We'll have the very latest on Good Day Oregon from 5 to 9 a.m., then back here on the 10 o'clock news.
An Oregon man featured on the Fox show America's Most Wanted is in custody tonight. 45-year-old James Fisher was captured by authorities in Georgia yesterday. He used to live in Salem. A Florida couple called the police after watching the show Saturday night. They knew Fisher was managing vacation cabins in Gainesville. Fisher fled Oregon after being charged in the rape of a 15-year-old Corvallis girl he met over the internet. Police are still looking for the person who shot and killed 25-year-old Anthony Dwayne Brown at a Northeast Portland party over the weekend. Officers say a crowd got out of control at the party Saturday night. An estimated 400 people were in the street when shots rang out. The crowd was so big, officers say they could barely reach a person who was hit by the gunfire.
Coming up, hunting down a serial killer. Tonight, the FBI is asking for the public's help in tracking down a dangerous murderer. That story just ahead.
Also, the future is not looking bright for Keiko. The killer whale is now apparently sick in Norway. The update next.
I'm Anna Cuddy. I'm in Oregon City tonight. Police are looking for a rapist who's attacked more than once. Have you seen him? We'll show you a police sketch coming up.
And I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Today we finally did it. We got back to summer. Check out the high temperature today in the Rose City, back up into the 80s at 82. Our morning low is 52. And by the way, that departure of +2 in the temperature department, the first time in 7 days that we've been back up to where we should be. My pinpoint forecast. We'll talk about summer weather coming up at 10:31.
There's no pie chart to measure progress.
The muscles are sore. The muscles are sore from the job, not the gym. The resumes are built one story at a time. One story at a time. And the company car actually works for a living. The Toyota Tundra, better from the ground up.
Express pickup. Wow, what a time saver, Ted. I mean, order stuff online, pick it up right away, and you're gone. Honey, you could have waited in the car. It's like we're barely even in the store. Isn't Express pickup great?
No. Save time if you want to. Express pickup. Order online, pick up right away. Or we'll ship to you. Circuit City. We're with you.
I leave mine. I'll get it. Oh, here they are.
These dogs are embarking on a different kind of mission at Ground Zero. Their remarkable achievements coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
48 hours only. Time is running out for United Furniture Warehouse. We're closing these locations forever. So for 48 hours and 48 hours only, we must liquidate over $3.8 million worth of quality name brand furniture and mattresses. Now at these United Furniture locations.
Now, during Ford authorized clearance, America's #1 selling truck just got a new number. 0% financing. That'll save you up to $1,680 in interest savings on the new Northwest Edition Ford F-150. That's a rugged F-150 with two-tone paint, outline letter tires, and aluminum wheels. Or choose $2,500 cash back on America's best-selling truck. Now during Ford authorized clearance at your Northwest Ford stores.
48 hours only. Time is running out for United Furniture Warehouse. We're closing these locations forever. So for 48 hours and 48 hours only, we must liquidate over $3.8 million worth of quality name brand furniture and mattresses. Now at these United Furniture locations.
Experience Newman.
I'm a little insulted.
You're not a little anything, Newman. 5 days a week on Seinfeld. Weeknights at 6 on Fox 12 Oregon.
Tonight, police in Oregon City are searching for a man accused of beating a woman and raping her in a local park. Fox 12's Anna Katayama is live near the park tonight with more. Anna?
Well, Shauna, the rape happened here in Oregon City's Atkinson Park. And what's unusual about this case is that it appears the same suspect attacked the same woman twice. The woman fears that this suspect is stalking her.
I was calling to my dog to come. Sammy came up behind me.
The attack happened at 7 p.m. in Atkinson Park. An Oregon City woman who we'll refer to as Joan says she was brutally beaten and raped.
I had a few knife wounds where he removed articles of clothing and also on my neck, and bruising over my whole body where he just beat me.
He's lucky to be alive.
2 weeks later, you can still see signs of the violence.
Her face there was bruises from her head to her toes. Every inch of her body was covered with horrific bruises.
Joan got a good look at her attacker. Here's the police sketch. Officers say it appears the same man has attacked Joan twice.
It's very, very unusual for a stranger-to-stranger contact, and to happen once, but let alone to happen twice to the same victim.
Police say a man broke into Joan's home in February and left her tied up. She was in the process of moving to a new neighborhood when this latest rape happened.
He made comments in regards to that I thought I could get away, but he would find me.
Joan believes the suspect is stalking her.
I have absolutely no idea who would be this sick.
And back live now. Police in Oregon City, as you know, have had their hands full with the Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis case. And so the family of this woman who was attacked is worried that this case is not going to get much attention. They've taken matters into their own hand. They're printing up these flyers offering a $1,000 reward. The family is offering this reward for any information that might lead to an arrest. The woman is very concerned that this man might come back. Live in Oregon City, I'm Anna Katayama for the 10 o'clock news.
If you have any information, you're encouraged to call the Oregon City Police at 503-657-4964, extension 713. The man accused of the rape and robbery of an elderly Milwaukee woman pled guilty in court today. Travis Tomlin pled guilty to charges of rape, sodomy, sex abuse, burglary, robbery, and unlawful use of a weapon in Clackamas County Court. Back in May, Tomlin broke into the trailer home of the 64-year-old victim and raped her at gunpoint. His sentencing is set for November 8th.
The body of a female security guard was found floating in the Willamette River early this morning. Police rushed to a company called Marcom in North Portland. They're a dry dock ship repair company. The woman had been working there as an unarmed security guard. Police say she may have fallen from a huge crane walkway high above the water, but tonight the death is still being investigated.
Oregon lawmakers are still trying to paste together a cover for the $482 million budget deficit. But today's talks produced only more hard feelings between Democrats and Republicans, and no bills from the floor of the House or the Senate. Republican Speaker Mark Simmons' plan includes $200 million borrowed on future tobacco settlement payments, $50 million in permanent cuts, including education, public safety, and economic development, and a temporary income tax hike that'll cost the average Oregon family about $150 a year. House Democrats criticize the Speaker's budget plan for deep cuts in public schools and human services.
After over a week of negotiations, missed deadlines, and missed opportunities, we have virtually no movement towards solving our budget crisis.
The Democrats say temporary income and corporate tax increases would cover the deficit now and reduce school cuts. House Speaker Mark Simmons insists that the votes for even a temporary tax hike could not be found. If a tax hike is passed by the legislature, opponents could refer it to a vote of the people by referendum petition and delay the decision into next year.
Portland Police Chief Mark Croker is back from a trip to Los Angeles where he was interviewing for that city's top cop job. We're told the chief feels pretty good about his interview. He's one of 13 candidates looking for the job. The list will be narrowed down to 2 people sometime over the next week or 2. Those names will be passed on to the mayor of L.A. for final interviews.
A dead whale found at Kelly Point Park is finally out of the water tonight in Astoria. Here you can see crews putting the whale onto a flatbed truck. They actually had to put the trailer into the water with a crane and then slide the whale onto it, haul it back out. Marine biologists at Portland State University will perform a necropsy on the whale tomorrow morning to determine what killed it.
Keiko is not doing well tonight. The hopes that the killer whale could live on his own are dwindling. KPTV's Stephanie Fisher joins us now with an update on his condition. Steph?
Well, as you mentioned, whale experts in Norway say that Keiko is very sick and not able to find food on his own anymore. They are trying to help tonight, but they fear it may not be enough. Everyone loves Keiko, and that may be part of the problem. People in the village of Holsa, which is in Norway, have been petting Keiko, swimming with him, climbing on his back, and surrounding him in their boats. And now whale experts in that country say Keiko may have developed an infection from all the contact, or he may have a bad case of stress from all the attention. Now, it's true the killer whale is no stranger to attention, what with his movie career and many moves over the years. But Keiko is older now. He's 24 and out on his own for the first time in a long time. Animal protection authorities in Norway are keeping fans away from Keiko now, at least 165 feet away. Marine biologists, meantime, are feeding him up to 110 pounds of fish a day. He had been thriving in the Icelandic waters, where he was moved in 1998 after his years in the Oregon Coast Aquarium in Newport. Recently, he was released from a pen in Iceland and swam 870 miles away to a Norwegian fjord. But his venture back into the wild has shown he may not be ready to go it on his own just yet, or ever. One thing is certain, if love from fans was enough to keep him afloat, Keiko would thrive. It's evident, though, he will need more. Norwegian whale experts may try and move Keiko to another fjord where he could receive care throughout the winter. Every move, though, takes its toll on the whale's health.
Thank you, Stephanie. Many humane societies, including Portland's, have expressed anger that Keiko was ever released from his pen in Iceland to roam free. Well, a warm day in Portland. Does that mean summer is back to stay? Rod's in next with the answer in his pinpoint forecast.
Also solving a deadly mystery in babies, the link between smoking and sudden infant death syndrome in HealthCast.
Also, a war of words. President Bush gearing up to strike Iraq again, but many people aren't behind that decision. We have the latest on the situation when the 10 o'clock news returns.
The Saturn Vue comes standard with four-wheel independent suspension. 30.8 cubic feet of cargo space.
Let's go, we're losing light.
And electric power steering. The Saturn Vue. Get in, get away. Get the 2003 Saturn Vue for 2.9% APR for 36 months. For restrictions, see your retailer.
At Shell, we have 3 grades of gasoline. First, there's clean. Then there's clean. And finally, there's clean. Shell gasoline helps keep your engine clean, so it can perform better. Funny how one thing always seems to lead to another.
A popular ski resort is testing the limits on its latest ad campaign. The controversial details coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
Oh, I'm looking at you, baby. The way you're put together. You know I want you, need you. You're the first thing on my mind.
I'll be so right for you. Subway is serving a selection of delicious breakfast sandwiches made fresh the way you like them with the taste you've come to love.
Tonight's weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Honda. See your Honda dealer today to learn more about the great value Honda has to offer.
When did you get this?
There's the,
Yep.
Look at the,
There's nothing like a little variable valve timing to get people talking.
What's that, yeah, dipstick.
The Accord V6 from Honda.
Welcome back. As the Bush administration continues to warn about the threat of Iraq, the question arises, how close is Saddam Hussein to getting his hands on a nuclear weapon?
A new report suggests it could be closer than previously thought, but as Wolf Blitzer reports, that's already a matter of hot debate.
A lot of people understand.
With the Bush administration warning of Iraq's weapons of mass destruction and the Iraqi government denying any such capability, a respected international think tank has offered its own independent assessment. Its bottom line, Iraq is still several years away from developing fissile material production facilities needed to build a bomb. But there's a big if.
If they were to somehow acquire nuclear material from a foreign source, then they could probably do it much quicker, perhaps within a matter of months.
U.S. officials agree with that assessment, and they go further, saying the Iraqis have been secretly importing specially designed aluminum pipes that could be used in the uranium enrichment process.
The problem here is that there will always be some uncertainty about how quickly he can acquire a nuclear weapon, but we don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud.
Former UN weapons inspector Scott Ritter has been in Baghdad warning against U.S. military strikes and trying to convince Iraq to let UN inspectors back in. Ritter says the U.S. allegations are baseless.
This is patently ridiculous. These are aluminum pipes coming in for civilian use. They are not being transferred to a covert nuclear processing plant or any covert nuclear activity whatsoever.
Meanwhile, the Bush administration is taking no chances Saddam Hussein might misread U.S. intentions. U.S. officials have informed the Senate Intelligence Committee of a warning formally conveyed recently to Baghdad.
Our belief is that Saddam Hussein fully understands that if he were to use a weapon of mass destruction, that it would result in the annihilation not only of him, but of much of his society.
Wolf Blitzer, CNN, Washington.
Now, President Bush is expected to address the nation on Wednesday about his plans for a possible war against Iraq. Be sure to keep it right here on Fox 12 Oregon for continuing coverage of the conflict with Iraq. We'll have the latest tomorrow morning on Good Day Oregon from 5 to 9 a.m., then back here on the 10 o'clock news.
In tonight's HealthCast, researchers think they found the reason for the link between smoking and sudden infant death syndrome. Nicotine affects the way certain proteins function in the body. And a new study shows that one of these proteins appears to help rouse baby mice during the brief pauses in breathing that happen during sleep. Baby mice exposed to nicotine had a less effective form of that protein that causes them to gasp. Scientists believe this might help explain why babies exposed to nicotine may be more likely to die from SIDS than other children. Scientists may have discovered the reason why so few cloned embryos mature into healthy animals. The study found as many as 1 in 25 genes in a clone's placenta are abnormal. Researchers think the abnormalities are a result of the cloning process itself. due to flaws in the way genes reprogram themselves in a cloned embryo. These reprogramming errors may be a serious biological barrier to successful cloning. And if you think those ads for Botox sound too good to be true, you are not the only one. The FDA is cracking down on Allergan. They're the makers of the wrinkle smoothing drug. They say the ads are misleading because they fail to emphasize that the treatment is only a temporary fix for wrinkles. The ads also suggest that Botox can be used to treat all kinds of wrinkles, and they don't mention that the drug is approved only for people from ages 18 to 65.
There have been lots of stories about the search and rescue dogs at Ground Zero on 9/11, but some canines were at the scene for another purpose, their mission to heal the emotional wounds caused by the terrorist attacks. And as Fox's Sam Hall-Kaplan explains, almost a year later, they continue to spread comfort and ease tensions.
They're called therapy dogs. Dogs taught to provide comfort to the distraught.
These dogs assist disaster mental health in crisis and disaster situations. They break the isolation that is caused during a disaster.
In a word, they're trained to love.
Yes, to bring love and comfort.
Dogs such as these were at Ground Zero, at the scenes of campus shootings, and for years have been used in hospitals to help in the recovery process.
They are great for stress relief and debriefing for family members that are waiting to find out if their loved ones are safe.
Today, about a dozen of these dogs rode on a Metrolink train to downtown LA as part of their training to get accustomed to travel and to strangers.
Would you like to hold him? Yes.
Everywhere they went, they made friends. That is what they're supposed to do.
He provides unconditional love to everybody that's here. He gets people to smile when they're feeling down.
It must be wonderful to work with them.
Oh, fabulous. I couldn't ask for anything more. I feel I'm so blessed. He's taking me on an incredible journey.
Other handlers feel the same way. Those dogs are trained for...
To love and to be loved. Let themselves be loved and petted.
Just like almost animals, including us.
Exactly.
This is my pet. He's also my partner, so we do a lot of training, and he stays with me forever. And this is what we do. We volunteer our time.
The hope is, of course, that these dogs never have to be used in a crisis, and that they can live out their lives as pets. Sam Hall-Kaplan, Fox 11 News.
Well, Rod, last week felt like summer. Today, I mean fall. Today really felt like summer. You know what? The reporter threw me. The hat threw me.
It was cool last week. Today it was warm. Now we're on the right track.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, it's going to be warmer tomorrow. So enjoy it, you know. It doesn't take a brain scientist to figure out we don't have too much of this type of weather left, right?
Right, a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, there you go.
This is off to a rough start.
I know.
Take a look at this.
Sorry. It's my fault.
Take a look at this map. You know, it's not the most exciting map to look at, but it's the #1 thing that we look at as forecasters to determine those beautiful sunny days from start to finish. The arrows are the low-level flow. When they come from the east, here it is 8 o'clock in the morning. Look at the east flow into Portland. That means no marine moisture coming in, so it should be clear tomorrow from start to finish. We had fog around the area this morning. I don't think that'll be the case tomorrow. And with the flow off of the land instead of off of the waters, that sunshine will warm us up readily, not only tomorrow but also on Wednesday. So it still looks like we have a number of very nice days coming. Highs around the metro area today, everybody did it. 81 in Hillsborough, 82 down in McMinnville. Vancouver was 82 as well, and Troutdale had 83 degrees across the northwest. Everybody had beautiful sunshine up in Washington as well. Wenatchee had 78 degrees, Spokane 74. It was 82 down in Salem, and it was 71 degrees over in Astoria. We have perfectly clear skies at 10 o'clock. It's 70 degrees outside, dew points of 55, humidity 59%. Winds are west at 8, and the pressure tonight holding steady at 30.07 inches. Satellite's kind of a typical big ridge setup for us. That's the warm sunshine pattern. You can see the upper level high, the clouds out in the Pacific going up around, shooting up into Canada, so nothing's flowing into us. And you are also looking at a second jet stream flow on this map. This is the front edge of that cool trough that set over us all of last week when it was cool. Yesterday, the winds in this flow at one point reached about 120 miles per hour across the state of Utah. That was good enough to help produce a tornado. We have pictures tonight out of the small town of Manti, Utah. It's down in the southern portion. Manti. You know, Shauna told me that, and I still messed it up. Manti, Utah. Thank you. You can see this. They are saying this was an F2 tornado, which means winds could have reached close to 160 miles per hour. An F2 by definition doesn't totally demolish the structure, but it does lift off or tear off the roof of dwellings, and you can see that on several of the structures in this picture. Nobody was injured seriously that I read about, but obviously the damage was pretty good. Take a quick look at high temperatures across the country today. It's been hot across most spots. You know, when we're cool, most of the rest of the country's hot. And by the way, I like this map because in green, you can see that cool pocket that we were in last week when our highs were only in the 60s and the 70s. That pocket of air clearly off to our east. We warmed up today. Again, you can see our high temperature at 82, and we'll keep nice and warm temperatures for the coming days. On the Oregon coast tomorrow, sunshine across the beaches all day long from start to finish. Long Beach at 75, Astoria up to about 70 degrees. And in the valley tomorrow, Kelso all the way up to about 80, Salem 85, Corvallis 86. Still a bit cool in the morning. You can see the lows in the 40s, 49 up in Kelso tomorrow morning, but it will be clear. The Gorge, the Dow's up to about 86, variable winds to 10 miles per hour. The winds were light in the Gorge today. That will be the case again tomorrow. And up in the Cascades, Timberline Lodge hits 70 tomorrow as the freezing level jumps all the way up to 13,000 feet. Most of the Northwest will be looking at that beautiful blue clearness that we had today. Redmond up to 84, Bend 82, Sun River, you're low in the morning 36, but you'll get all the way up to 80 in the afternoon with that bright sunshine. LeGrand 83, Pendleton 85, and Adam Burns, it'll be 81. My pinpoint forecast, the beautiful sunshine all day, 53 in the morning, 71 at noon, and 85, the high temperature at 5 o'clock. Here's a look at the 7-day. No rain on it. It just looks dry and very sunny and very comfortable. The next wave of cooler weather at this point looks to be coming our way Sunday night into Monday. Monday's high is 73, but right now it looks like the rain with that system would be up to our north, and we would remain dry, which means I don't have a whole lot to do over the coming week, but we invite you to stay and watch anyway.
Work on your tan. Work on your tan. Thanks,
Thank you,
Rod.
Rodney. Tonight, a comedy king collapses. We'll have the latest on Jerry Lewis's fall at a charity event.
And it looks like an NSYNC star won't be traveling in space. Get it? We'll tell you what went wrong with Lance Bass's plans to travel to the stars.
Also, extreme sports may not mix with extreme advertising. Find out why one ski resort community is not happy with a new and naughty ad campaign.
And a plane crash in Washington. The latest pictures from the scene just ahead.
Plus, a scare at a crowded college. Find out why Emory University was evacuated today when the 10 o'clock news returns.
For your love, oh, I would do anything. I would do anything.
Get the 2003 Saturn L Series with head curtain side airbags for 0% APR for 36 months. For restrictions, see your retailer.
You snooze, you lose. Hurry in right now and fall into spectacular savings. Only at Furniture Outlet. New styles and great fabrics to choose from. And best of all, you'll have no payments for 1 whole year. That's right, pay no interest on everything you buy. It's a new season, so start it off right with furniture from the only place you'll get friendly, honest service. Hurry in, this offer ends soon. Fall into savings right now.
Furniture Outlet, Furniture Outlet, the friendly and fun place to save.
These animals are on the verge of extinction, and our actions may be partly to blame. Details coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
Turn right.